Hello, 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 hello. Very good afternoon, dear participant. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you in my first webinar. Uh, I am Pradeep Hirapure, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology and Biochemistry, Dr. Ambedkar College. Would like to welcome you all in this webinar. And today is my talk on the topic bacterial talking and its effect. Dear participants, where we come close to each other, we can talk to each other for various purposes. By sharing some words, we have a specific language for speaking. We people can talk to each other in English or someone talk to in Hindi as well as someone use Marathi also. So it will indicate that we require a specific language or different words to talk with each other. When we talking about the multicellular organism, they can also talk to each other by various ways. For example, by producing some specific sound by birds and animals. Now, when we think about eukaryotic cells, they can communicate to each other, they can talk to each other by producing a specific chemical molecule. It may by enzymes or it may the hormone. So this type of molecule secreted by these eukaryotic cells, and with the help of this molecule, the eukaryotic cell can communicate to each other or talk to each other. Means we can say the group of eukaryotic cells communicate to each other by means of chemical signal molecule used as a language, and they coordinate, or we can say they control specific behavior. But when we're talking about the bacteria, dear participants, bacteria is a very simpler organism as compared to the eukaryotic organism or multicellular organism. This bacteria having very less characteristics as compared to the eukaryotic organism, then question arises in our mind how this bacteria can talk to each other. Is it possible? Yes, yes, dear participant, definitely bacteria also can talk to each other when so many bacteria come close to each other. And these bacteria also able to produce or secrete some biomolecules, and that molecules nothing but the chemical language of this bacteria, and with the help of that chemical language, this bacteria can talk to each other, communicate to each other. Dear student, dear participants, in the same way, these bacteria also talk to each other like human being as well as the eukaryotic cell. Now, in this today's webinar, I would like to explain how the bacteria communicate to each other, how to three or more than two bacterial cells communicate to each other, by which mechanisms actually they communicate, and what type of language actually used by this bacterial cell, and what are the purpose of this talking, bacterial talking. So I would like to explain the mechanism. Before going to discuss about the mechanism, first of all, I would like to explain you the historical background of the quorum sensing. Yes, participant, the bacterial communication is nothing but the quorum sensing. For many years, bacteria were considered as a simple unicellular organism, and without any capacity how these bacteria interact with each other. In 1970s, above statement was found wrong due to the discovery of bacterial communication. And in 1970s, first time the scientists discovered the bacteria or prokaryotic cells also can communicate, also can talk to each other whenever the population of the bacterial cell attained at a particular number. The cell-cell communication firstly discovered in the bacteria Vibrio fischeri. This is the marine bacteria, and these bacteria communicate to each other. Means what? Whenever the population of this Vibrio fischeri attained at a threshold number, at that population, this bacteria able to produce the particular green fluorescence. So the bacteria can communicate to each other for the production of green fluorescence protein, and due to the communication, that green fluorescence come out from that bacterial cell. So this is the bacterial communication of Vibrio fischeri, and this type of phenomena first observed in 1970. In the free living state, it do not give the luminance, but at the high density of the bacteria, it gives luminance. So luminance nothing but chemical reaction which is able to emit some radiation. It may be the color radiations or color lights. So these bacteria able to emit the some colors, and this emission of that radiation or emission of the light is controlled by this mechanism, nothing but the quorum sensing. Dear participant, what is actually the quorum sensing, or why we call the quorum sensing? So quorum sensing nothing but the bacterial communication in which the particular bacterial number attained by that bacterial species at that particular population, at that particular number, that bacterial cells able to produce the particular protein, able to show the particular behavior, and that's why this type of mechanism totally based on the number of bacterial cell or the population of bacterial cell. So that's why quorum nothing but the number. So quorum sensing nothing but the individual bacteria can sense how many bacterial cells are the sufficient population of that bacteria attained or not. So in the surrounding, how many bacterial population is present, they can detect by that particular bacterial cell, and this type of mechanism known as a quorum sensing. So quorum sensing nothing but the bacterial talking or the bacterial communication known as a quorum sensing. Dear participant, I would like to explain how the bacterial cell communicate to each other. You can see in this slide there is a two sections. There is a low cell density sections and high density sections. So you can see here in the low density sections there is a bacteria, and this bacteria are low in number. Okay, so these bacteria start to reproduce itself, and whenever this bacteria attain the sufficient populations after the reproduction, these bacteria attain the sufficient number. So at that population, these bacteria able to communicate to each other. Means this individual bacteria detect the population surrounding itself, and then these all the bacterial cell coordinate to each other, talk to each other, and they decide to produce the particular gene expression to show the particular gene expression. And you can see here these same bacteria when present in a low number, so there is absence of any yellowish color pigment production. But whenever these bacteria attain the threshold population, so in the high density, you can observe these same bacterial species when attain the sufficient population around itself. So all the bacterial cell able to produce these red color signal molecules. Okay, so the red color signal molecule concentrations is sufficient to express the particular genes, and that's why the white color bacteria now appear in a yellow color. So these bacteria, each and every bacteria now yellow in color, it is due to the quorum sensing. Means each and every bacteria sensitize and detect the surrounding population, and they decide to express the yellow protein inside the bacterial cell, and that's why they are observed in yellow color. So this type of mechanism totally based on the population of bacteria or the number of bacteria, and that's why this bacterial communication known as a quorum sensing. Now in this slide, I would like to explain how the bacterial cell communicate to each other. Okay? When what happen actually when the population goes on increase. So in this slide, you can observe inside the bacterial cell there is a quorum sensing controlled cascade. So these are the genes, various types of genes. So suppose we consider this one is the target gene. In previous slide, I already explained the bacteria attend whenever the sufficient population or sufficient number, they are able to produce the yellow color pigment. So you can observe here. So yellow color pigment producing gene, that's nothing but the target gene. So this target gene is able to produce the yellow protein. Okay. So this target gene actually controlled by this regulator gene, and this one is the inducer gene. So whenever we discuss about any gene expression, so there is a some regulatory regions and some inducer regions. So that inducer genes and regulator genes able to regulate the gene expression of target gene. So what happens inside the bacterial cell? This inducer, that is a Lux type of autoinducer synthesis. So these genes actually synthesize the particular enzymes, and that enzymes able to synthesize the autoinducer. So these small molecules synthesized by these enzymes, and whenever the sufficient concentrations attain inside the bacterial cell, these autoinducer molecules start to expel from that cell or start to come out from the bacterial cell. Okay, so this one is the inside portion of bacterial cell. So what happens inside the bacterial cell? There is an inducer gene. So that inducer gene is produce this enzymes, Lux type of autoinducer synthase, and that enzymes able to synthesize the autoinducer. That is a homoserine lactone molecule. So that homoserine lactone molecule synthesized by the Lux type of synthase enzyme. Now what happened after the synthesis of this autoinducer molecule? That autoinducer molecule form a complex with that of the regulatory protein, and you can observe here. This one is the regulator protein coated by the R gene, and the regulator protein bind to the autoinducer. Okay, and this complex can bind to the target one. Okay, and whenever this complex bind to the target gene, then that gene will be expressed and produce the yellow color protein. But when this autoinducer bind to the regulator protein, there is a possibility only in which situation there will be the threshold population. So single bacterial cell able to synthesize the autoinducer molecules, and these autoinducer molecule come out from the cell. So we consider uh, the particular bacteria reproduce itself and produce the number of bacterial cells. So slowly after some interval, the population of that bacterial cell goes on increase and increase. So simultaneously, each and every bacteria start to synthesize the autoinducer molecules and secretes outside the bacterial cell. So what happened? Outside the bacterial cell, whatever the space is available, that space filled up with the autoinducer. So ultimately, we can say the concentration of autoinducer molecule is high outside the bacterial cell. So whenever the concentration of autoinducer molecule attend high at the peripheral region of the bacterial cell, then there is a possibility whatever the autoinducer molecule synthesized inside the cell, that autoinducer molecule now unable to come out from the bacterial cell in the outside. Why? Because in the outside the concentration of this molecule is very high already, and that's why this bacteria, this autoinducer molecule unable to come out from the bacterial cell. And then there is the internal autoinducer concentrations also goes on increase and increase simultaneously. And whenever the inside cytoplasmic autoinducer concentration increase, so there is a chance this autoinducer molecule can bind to the LuxR, a regulator protein, and form a complex. Okay. So whenever the population is attained, or threshold population attained by this bacterial species, then there is a possibility the concentration of autoinducer molecule get high, and at that concentration the internal autoinducer concentrations also increase, and that's why this autoinducer molecule bind to the regulatory protein and form a complex, and that complex then bind to the target gene. So then this target gene will be expressed, means is able to synthesize the particular protein, and that one is the yellow proteins, right? So in this way, that white color bacteria able to produce the yellow color after attending the particular threshold population. So this is actually mechanism behind the bacterial communication or quorum sensing. Okay. So at the high population when increase, the concentration of autoinducer increase outside the cell, and then again the concentration of autoinducer again increase inside the cells also, and that's why whenever the autoinducer concentration high inside the cell, there is a possibility to form a complex with that of the regulator protein, and then that complex can bind to the target cell, target gene. In this slide again, I would like to explain the mechanism in very simple way. This one is the single bacteria, right? So this single bacteria able to synthesize this autoinducer molecule, that is the acyl homoserine lactone. But the population of bacteria is very low in initial level. So the ASL concentration synthesized continuously and export into the outside the bacterial cell. So the concentration of AHL in initial stage is very low. But what happens when this bacteria reproduce itself and produce the multiple bacterial cells. So whenever the population of this bacterial cell goes on increase, you can observe here this green color AHL protein concentrations also increase, or these AHL molecules get increased outside the bacterial cell, right? So in this diagrammatic representation, you can observe here the outside autoinducer concentration whenever increase at a threshold population, then ultimately the inside the concentration of autoinducer also increase, and due to the high concentration of autoinducer inside the cytoplasm of that bacterial cell, that autoinducer can form a complex with the regulator protein, and then that protein may bind to the target region or target gene, and that target gene will be expressed. So this one is the quorum sensing dependent gene expression. Normally what happens, the particular gene will be expressed whenever the cell is required that particular protein. But in the bacteria, this quorum sensing is one of the another mechanism. And what happens at the particular population, the particular gene will be expressed. Whenever this bacteria attend this population, threshold population, then and then only that particular gene will be expressed. So this gene expression nothing but totally depends upon the population of bacterial cell or surrounding population of the bacterial cell, and that's why the gene expression known as a population based or population controlled gene expression, or we can say the quorum sensing dependent gene expression. Now, dear participant, these are the three different types of autoinducer molecule able to synthesize by each and every bacteria of the gram-negative bacteria. Basically, you know very well the bacteria classified into the two categories, gram-positive and gram-negative. So, mostly the gram-negative bacteria produce the AHL molecule, that is the acyl homoserine lactone. So these are the autoinducer molecules. So these autoinducer molecules able to synthesize by that bacteria, and with the help of this autoinducer, so we can say this AHL nothing but the language, or AHL nothing but the words of bacteria. So by using this type of chemical words, why the bacteria can talk to other bacterial cells. Okay, so whenever the bacterial cell come close to each other, by secreting these AHL molecules in the medium, that bacterial cell can communicate to each other. That bacterial cell can talk to each other by the chemical language. We can say that that language is a chemical language. Why? Because that bacterial cell utilize this molecule acyl homoserine lactone for the communication in between the bacterial cell. So these are the three different types of chemical molecule characterized by the various scientists, and this type of chemical molecule utilized by the bacterial cell to communicate to each other or to talk to each other. This one is the chemical structure of this autoinducer molecules. So this acyl homoserine lactone. So that acyl homoserine lactone is the important molecule by which the bacterial cell can talk to each other. Now, dear participant, I would like to explain the what happened due to the quorum sensing. Means up to this, I already explained what is quorum sensing, what is the real mechanism of quorum sensing or the bacterial talking. Now we try to discuss about what happened after the bacterial communication. What type of behaviors, what type of phenotypic characteristics shows by that particular bacteria whenever they are talking to each other. So whenever this quorum sensing controlled processes, so you can see here first one is the bioluminescence. Already I explained that white bacteria able to produce the pink, yellow color pigments, and that yellow color pigments when produced at the particular threshold population. So that one is the bioluminescence. So bioluminescence nothing but the bacteria able to produce some color radiation at a particular threshold population. This one is the virulent gene expression. You know very well the some bacteria are pathogenic bacteria. They are able to cause a particular disease. But whenever that single bacteria enter in our body, so that single bacteria are unable to cause a particular disease. But whenever that bacteria reproduce itself inside the human body and attain the threshold population, at that threshold population, the particular toxic proteins or toxic molecules start to synthesize inside the bacterial cell, and that bacterial protein are harmful to human being, are toxic to human being, and that's why due to the synthesis of that harmful proteins, the particular disease will be caused. So that virulent gene nothing but the harmful protein coding gene. So some pathogenic bacteria having that type of virulent gene or gene. So that virulent genes only express whenever that bacteria, whenever that pathogenic bacteria attain the threshold, एक particular number attain करने के बाद ही वो express करेगा. This one is the sporulation. Sporulation, you know very well, the spore producing bacteria and the non spore producing bacteria. So some bacteria able to produce the spores. So that mechanism also controlled by the foreign sensing. So you know very well the bacterial cell when start to produce the spore, if the unfavorable condition occur in that particular geographical area, ecosystem. So whenever that bacteria or whenever that bacteria interact environment and still the unfavorable condition occur. So in the unfavorable condition, that bacterial cell able to produce the spores, and this process known as sporulation. So that sporulation also controlled by the oral sensing. Uh, then another characteristic, that is the competence. When we talking about the genetic engineering, in which we prepare the competent cell. Now, what is the competent cell? Competent cell means the cell able to take up the naked DNA from environment. So initially, that bacterial cell having a cell wall, but that cell wall is not permeable for the outside DNA. So outside DNA unable to get insert inside the cytoplasm of that bacterial cell. But whenever that bacterial cell wall get permeable, it means that in the bacterial cell wall there is a pore formations, and due to the pore formations, that bacterial cell now able to take up the environmental DNA, are able to take up the DNA molecule which is present outside the bacterial cell. So such type of cell known as a competent cell. So that competent cells preparations normally occurred during the recombinant DNA technology, when we want to transfer the recombinant DNA molecule inside the particular bacterial cell for the cloning purpose. So that competent cell preparations also controlled by this bacterial communication or foreign sensing controlled phenotypic behavior of that bacteria. These are one another swarming, pigment productions, and biofilm formation. These are the three different types of phenomena or behavior shown by the bacterial cell, and these phenomena also controlled by the quorum sensing. So in which also means during the swarming, bacterial cell talk to each other. Whenever that bacterial cell attend the sufficient population, the bacterial cells start to produce the particular proteins, and due to that the swarming phenomena actually occur. Now, before going to discuss about the pigment production, first of all you should know what is actually the swarming. I will show you in the next slide what is swarming. But swarming means what? Normally, you know very well, the bacteria can travel from one place to another place in a liquid medium. Okay, but when that bacteria present on or within the solid medium, semi-solid medium, so within that semi-solid medium, that bacteria able to travel from one place to the another. So we can say the bacterial motility in a solid medium, in a semi-solid medium. Okay, so normally in liquid medium, the motile bacteria can show the motility, but in semi-solid medium, some bacterial cell able to show the motility and cover some distance from one place to the another place, and that phenomena known as a swarming. already we discussed about the pigment productions. Okay, so that pigment productions also controlled by the phoron sensing control process, and thus this last one is the biofilm formation. Nowadays, you know very well, everyone talking about the drug resistance. Means most of the pathogenic bacteria now develop the resistance against the various types of drugs. So, dear participants, how this bacteria are able to resist the various types of drug due to the biofilm formation process. Okay. So, the biofilm formation means what? When a particular pathogenic bacteria or any bacteria when attained at a particular number or particular sufficient population, so at that population, this bacterial cell able to secrete some extra polymeric substances, that is the carbohydrate, polysaccharides. So at the particular population, this bacteria able to secrete some polysaccharides, and due to the secretion of that polysaccharide, thick covering actually develop around each and every bacterial cell. Okay, and this compact covering developed by individual bacteria due to the secretion of extra polymeric substances. These bacteria show the resistance. Why? Because that drugs unable to penetrate inside the bacterial cell due to the presence of compact thick covering of polysaccharide developed by this bacteria. And nowadays, this phenomena, due to this biofilm formation, most of the pathogenic bacteria start to show the resistance against various types of drugs. Okay, so nowadays the people looking for the new strategy for the drug discovery. Okay, so basically up to this level, whatever the drug is present in a market, that drugs totally bactericidal in nature. So for the bacterial killing, that drug should penetrate inside the bacterial cell. But due to the biofilm formation, the pathogenic bacteria unable to kill by using that particular drug. Okay, so this one is the big problem in front of us. Okay, so nowadays the scientists and various researchers want to develop the such type of molecule that a molecule can break the bacterial communication. Right? What happened? This biofilm formation just because of the bacterial communication. This behavior also controlled by the phoron sensing, and that's why the bacteria able to produce the biofilm. But when we uh, successfully block the communication in between the bacterial cell, so we can prevent the biofilm formation. Okay, so the most of the researchers nowadays looking forward to discover such type of drugs which are able to break the communication in between the pathogenic bacteria. Whenever we successfully break the talking of bacteria or break down the communication in between the bacteria, that bacteria unable to produce the biofilm, and due to the absence of thick covering around itself, that bacteria is susceptible for the drugs. Okay, and you know very well, already I explained in a previous slide, the pathogenic bacteria always produce some toxic proteins. Okay, and they are responsible for the particular disease. Okay, so that vir gene expressions also controlled by the phoron sensing. So whenever we block the bacterial communication, in which we can prevent the biofilm formation also, and we can prevent the toxic protein expression also, or toxic protein producing genes expressions also we can block by blocking the communication in between the bacterial cells. Okay, so nowadays this one is the big challenge for in front of the all research community to develop the such type of drug which having ability to block, to break the bacterial communication, to block the bacterial talking. Okay, so this slide in which I would like to explain, already we were talking about the bioluminescence. So at the threshold population attained by this bacteria are able to produce the green fluorescence protein, and you can observe this all the bacterial cell now look in a green color. So that now initially these bacteria bacteria are not green in color, but when these bacterial populations attain at threshold frequency, these bacteria are able to emit the green fluorescence. So this one is the quorum sensing dependent behavior. Okay, this one is the motility. So bacterial motility also controlled by the quorum sensing. This one is the toxic pigments production or toxic molecule produced by the bacterial cell, also controlled by the quorum sensing. And this one is the biofill productions. Now, I would like to explain the research carried out in my laboratory, actually in our college. So my goal of our research actually to develop the novel, non-toxic and natural quorum sensing inhibitor molecules, okay, as an antibiotics. So these are the two students, MSc students, Kanchan Bhavankar and Kumari Tejasri Pin. These are the two students of MSc fourth semesters. And last year, these two students worked on this topic. And develop in this topic, we try to develop the or to try to search the molecule from the several medicinal plants and from the tea extract. So we prepared the extract, and from that extract we try to search the molecule which having ability to break up the quorum sensing, break up the bacterial communication. Okay, so I would like to explain the mechanism how we can break the bacterial talking or communication. So, dear students, there is a three strategy by which we can block the communication of bacterial cells. So, in the first strategy, targeting signal generation. Okay. So, already during the mechanism of this quorum sensing, there is a specific enzyme synthesized, right? So that enzyme synthesize and able to synthesize the signal protein. So we try to block that enzyme synthesis initially. So if we prevent the enzyme synthesis, then that enzyme unable to synthesize that AHL molecule or autoinducer molecule. That is a words for this bacterial problem. Okay. So this one is one of the strategy. Another strategy is targeting the AHL molecule. If this enzyme continuously synthesized inside the bacterial cell, and that enzyme able to synthesize the signal molecule, that is the autoinducer molecule. So our molecule, our natural compounds may target to the AHL molecule. Means our molecule should bind to the AHL molecule. Then that AHL molecule unable to form a complex with that of regulator protein. Okay. So in this way we can block the bacterial communication. This one is the third mechanism by which we can break the communication in between the bacterial cell. This one is the signal receptor. Actually, that AHL molecule received by the some receptor molecule. So our molecule should bind to that receptor molecule. So that receptor is not available for the signal molecule to form a complex in between the regulator protein and signal protein. So the core or the quorum sensing or for the bacterial communication, there is a formation of complex is most important. That complex of signal molecule means AHL molecule and the regulator protein. Whenever this complex is successfully formed, then that complex can bind to the target gene, and that target gene will be expressed. So that whole bacterial quorum sensing mechanism carried out. But when we block this communication, we can prevent the so many things. So dear participant, this one is a flow chart of our research. We collect the medicinal plant in Vidarbha region. That Kanchan actually collected so many different types of medicinal plant, and Tejasri collected so many different tea products in the market, local market. So what happened? Recently, one Chinese researcher actually published his research, and he explained that this tea product actually having ability to break the quorum sensing.
Why? Because due to the presence of polyphenols. So that's why we try to screen the so many different types of tea products available in our market, and we try to check which type of tea product is able to break the bacterial communication or foreign sensing inhibition. After collection of these samples, then we prepared the extract. Okay, so whatever the medicinal plant or whatever the tea samples we collected from the uh, market, uh, from that individual samples we prepared the extract. Okay, and it actually in our research we prepared two types of extract: methanolic extract and ethanolic extract. Then after preparation of that extract, we try to screen that individual extract, which extract is able to break the quorum sensing. So for that purpose, we perform the several assay. I would like to explain in next slide. And this one is the bioassay by using the biosensor. So this one is the genetically engineered bacteria, that is Pseudomonas bifida and E. coli and S. liquefacium. So what happened? You can observe in this slide. This bacteria able to produce the green fluorescence. So you can see here. This one is when we inoculate the bacteria. So that bacteria able to produce the green fluorescence, and you can observe here. This one is the green fluorescence. Okay. So this green fluorescence due to the quorum sensing. And same bacteria when we load here also, here also, here also. Okay, so but in that way we also add the our extract. Okay, so what happened, you can see here in this slide, when we use the extract with combination of that bacterial cell, so that bacterial cell unable to produce the green fluorescence. So you cannot observe here the green fluorescence ring. It indicates that whatever the extract we use to load here, that extract having some compounds or some molecule which is responsible to break the communication in between bacterial cell, and that's why that green fluorescence unable to produce. So by performing this type of assay, we can try to screen all our extract to screen out for the quorum sensing inhibitor. This one is the next bioassay. This one is the anti-swarming assay. Already I explained that swarming nothing but the quorum sensing controlled mechanism. Okay, so just to participant, I would like to explain here what is swarming. So initially, what happened? Are you microliter bacterial culture? That bacteria having a swarming mechanism. So that bacteria load here. Okay, initially, and you can see this bacteria after incubation. This bacteria able to spread all over this area. Okay, so just this bacteria actually load here, but this bacteria able to travel the some distance at radial positions. Okay, and you can observe this bacterial colony is a very big colony. Okay, so this type of phenotype nothing but the swarming mechanism. So in this our research we try to inhibit that swarming mechanism of this bacteria by using the extract. So from this slide we can explain how we can screen the extract. So this one is the only bacterial culture. Here we do not add mm, uh, medicinal plant extract or tea extract. Okay, but here in the zone, bacteria 5 microliter and 10 microliter medicinal plant extract we add. Here also, in the same way, bacteria plus methanolic extract. In the third quadrant also, bacteria 5 microliter and 10 microliter extract. Okay, so we load in the first day, and then after the absorption of this extract and bacterial culture by medium, then this plate we incubated into the incubator, and after 24 hours we observed this type of result. So you can observe this plate. This one is the without extract, so that bacteria showing the swarming mechanism, and due to the swarming, this bacteria cover this type of area, right? But in these quadrants, you can observe due to the presence of this extract that 5 microliter bacteria here also added, and here also 5 microliter bacteria. But that bacteria can migrate, can cover the way or can spread all over the zone. Okay, but in this zone, the bacteria unable to move. Okay, means due to the presence of medicinal plant extract, that swarming process get inhibited. Okay, so we consider in our medicinal plant extract there is a something molecule, or there is some one molecule is present, and that molecule able to inhibit the swarming process. Okay, so that one is the quorum sensing inhibitor. So you can observe here as compared to the negative control, this with extract we able to successfully inhibit the quorum sensing or inhibit the swarming process. Okay, so in this way we tested all the different types of plant extract as well as the tea extract, and we find out some positive extract. Okay, then this one is the another bioassay by which again we can screen the various type of extract to disrupt the biofilm. So this one is the biofilm disruption assay. Actually, biofilm controlled by the quorum sensing. So when we disrupt the quorum sensing, so biofilm will be disrupted. Okay. So in this slide we can observe this one is the culture. So biofilm producing culture we load. So we prepared the 5 ml medium, and in which we add the 100 microliter bacterial culture. Okay. In the same way, each and every test tube filled with the 5 ml medium, and in individual test tube we added 100 microliter bacterial culture. Okay, same bacterial culture which is able to produce the biofilm. Okay. Now this one is the in this tube only the bacterial culture is present. In the second tube, we add the methanol only without extract. We prepare the methanolic extract. No. So to minimize the effect of methanol, we add here the simply methanol. So 5 microliter methanol. We then in remaining test tube we added the individual extract. Okay, so this one is the first medicinal plant we prepared for the extract, that is the ME1, the methanolic extract 1, methanolic extract 2. In this way, the 12 different types of methanolic extract of a different 12 different plant part we prepared, and we added this extract 5 microliter extract in individual tubes. Okay. So after the addition, then all the test tubes incubate into the incubator, and after 48 hours, we remove all the test tubes and we observe this rings. Okay. So how this ring actually observed? By addition of some purple colored stain, that is the crystal violet. So in every test tube we add some quantity of crystal violet. So what happened? You can observe in this test tube there is a ring actually formed. So that ring nothing but the biofilm, the bacterial lawn actually there. So this one is the bacterial biofilm. So here, due to the absence of any quorum sensing inhibitor, this bacteria able to form a prominent biofilm around the surface of test tube. Okay, but same bacteria able to form a biofilm in this tube also, but due to the presence of methanol, the prominency of the biofilm get reduced. Okay, and the tube in which we add the extract, so due to the presence of extract, you can see here in the third test tube that bacteria, same bacteria, unable to produce the ring. Okay, that is unable to produce the biofilm. So we can say by our extract we can disrupt the biofilm formation. Means ultimately we can say we able to block the bacterial communication. We able to inhibit the quorum sensing of that bacterial cell, right? So in this way, we perform the biofilm disruption assay and we find out that out of 12, so many methanolic extract of the different plants give the positive result, and our extract having the potential to inhibit the quorum. Now, this one is the third assay by which again we can screen the same extract. In which what happen, we use the Chromobacter violacin bacteria. So that bacteria having property to produce the pigment. So that you can see here that bacteria able to produce the purple color pigment. So that's why this plate look in a purple color. So this plate again divided into the four way, and we select the some area of that plate to load the bacterial we load the extract. Okay, so in this bioassay, how we perform? First of all, we prepare the nutrient agar medium, and on that agar medium we load 100 microliter for Chromobacter violacin. Okay, so that liquid bacterial culture actually loaded on the surface of nutrient agar medium, and with the help of spreader, that all the bacteria culture spread all over the surface of nutrient agar medium. Now, our Chromobacter violacin bacterial cell well distributed throughout the whole surface of that nutrient agar medium. Okay. Then, after half an hour, whenever this bacterial cell dry are absorbed successfully by the medium, then we load the extract. Okay, so here we load only 5 microliter methanol. Uh, Here we load the 5 microliter methanolic extract of medicinal plant, and in other side we load the tea extract. Okay, methanolic tea extract. Here also methanolic extract, and here also methanolic extract. So after the addition of this 5 microliter methanolic extract, then we incubate this Petri plate into the incubator. After 24 hours, when we remove this Petri plate, so we observe that the whole plate look in a purple color. Okay, but at which we add the extract. Okay, so you can see here the pigment formation. Okay, and that's why around this veil uh, continuously pigment formations occur. But whenever we're talking about this veil, so in this veil we added the extract also. Okay, so due to the presence of that extract, the in the around this veil, in this zone there is a bacteria is present, but that bacteria unable to produce the purple color pigment, and that's why the purple color is absent in this zone. Okay, so it will indicate, from this result, we concluded that our plant extract or tea extract is able to inhibit the pigment formation. It means that we inhibit that bacterial communication, or we inhibit the quorum sensing of this bacteria by utilizing the plant extract. Okay. So in this way, this bioassay we perform in the laboratory, and these are the some results we can observe here. This one is the negative control. You can see here the around each base there is a inhibition of pigment formation. This one is the negative result. This extract do not have this property, quorum sensing inhibition property is not there, but in this extract quorum sensing property is there. So this extract is able to inhibit the quorum sensing, and this one is the inhibition of pigment. Here also the inhibition. Here also not present. Then here also is present. Here also coron sense inhibition, pigment inhibition. So in this way, we screen out all the different extract, and we find out that some extract having very good potential to inhibit the bacterial coron. Okay, so in this way, we carried out the research work with my student in our laboratory, and now in a tea extract as well as the some medicinal plant extracts, we get a good result for the bacterial coron sensing inhibition, and we prepared a two research paper on this research and communicate with the international journals for publication. So this is all about the bacterial talking, and here I would like to conclude today's seminar. Thank you, thank you so much for the participation in this.